Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be doing one of my favorite questions. This is LeetCode 242 and this is valid anagram. So given two strings s and t, we're going to return true if t is an anagram of s and false otherwise. So what is an anagram, you're asking? Well, we can look at the examples here. But basically it's a word or phrase formed by rearranging the letters of another. So anagram, nagram, you can think of ones like cinema from Iceman, and then the example two we have is if we have rat and car, obviously that's going to be false. But let's get into the code and we can kind of go about talking what we are going to use, what data structure we would use for this. And we're going to be using here a hash table. So if you don't know what a hash table is, it's a data structure in which the address or the index value of that data element is generated from a hash function. So, it's basically key value pairs is how I like to think about it. So it makes accessible the data faster as the index value behaves as a key for the data value. And I'm going to basically show you basically what I'm doing and walk through the code and show you what the hash table is doing. So let's go ahead and get started. So we have hash table. We're going to create a hash table. All you do is go ahead and use that right there. So this right here, this creates our hash table. It's our hash table. All right, and then we're going to be having to iterate over our strings s and t. So let's first iterate over our string s, for char and s. We'll be iterating over our string, and our string that we have is rat. All right, so basically we're going to be checking, if that character is not in our hash table, then it's going to be set to 0, right? It's not in there, but if it is in our hash table, we're going to want to add it and we're going to want to set it to 1. So each time it goes through, it's going to count 1, or how many times it sees the character. So let's go ahead and let's print this hash table so I can kind of show you. So, all right. So let me show you right here. So this is basically what that hash table looks like. And if there was another t, right, this would become 2. So it's just counting them, as you can see. All right, so we have, this is on our hash table currently, and this is taken from our string s after iterating over it through with a for loop. All right, so now let's go ahead and comment this out. And now we want to iterate over our string t. And we know that our string t is car. So let's go ahead, equals car, and let's for character in t. It's going to be pretty much similar. One thing's going to be changed though. So if it's not in our hash table, then that character is going to be simply put to 0. All right, and here's the difference part. So whatever we see in our hash table, if it is in there, we're going to minus it by 1, and I'll show you why. So hash table character, if it's in there, minus by 1. So let me go ahead and let me print out our hash table. All right. So all right, so we have rat is where we started, and then we're going through, and we are going at C, and it's going -1 because it's basically it's not in there, so it's adding it as -1, right? And then we have still R is 1 because we have car, and it's actually really good to show it this way. So if I have rat and I have car, so you get to show this right here. So we have R's in both of these, and we have A is in both of these, so subtracting them, and then we have T is in rat, and then C is going to be -1 because it's, you know, it's only in our T and it's not in our string S. So we have T is left over from rat and C is left over from car. All right, so let me just go ahead and comment this out real quick so you can see. So the last thing we're going to do here is this would be an anagram if these were all set to 0, right? So say we had basically like I said, anagram or Iceman. Say you had those, right? You could rearrange those and they would be 0 because they would all basically become 0 from subtracting by 1. But we want to basically check for the key in the hash table.keys. We want to go ahead and we want to check if the key, because this is the key, right? And this is the value. That's what our hash table does, key value. That basically does not equal 0. So if it doesn't equal 0, because it could equal -1 or 1, we're going to go ahead and return false. Not out of this for loop, it's going to be true. So let's go ahead and run this. Oops. What? Oh, minor mistake there. Let me go ahead and run this. Int for key in hash table.key. Oh, I forgot the S. Perfect. All right, so this accepts it. Now let's submit to C, and it works. Awesome. So the runtime is 48 milliseconds faster than 63.29% of the Python 3 online submission. And so we have that, and we know that the time complexity is going to be O of n, and it's going to be O of n because basically what is happening is we're just you know, assessing the counter table, right? And we're just iterating. We have 2 for loops. They're not embedded. They're not nested, so they're not going to be O of n squared. It's going to be O of n. And then our space complexity is O of 1. Although we do use extra space, it's O of 1 because the table size stays constant no matter how large n is. So, all right, I hope this was helpful. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video. Thank you.